Welcome back. So today we had a little volatility. Bitcoin saw some up and downs. We went above 110 and came back down to where we are now, 108.6. So we had a little volatility and I'm going to explain why. But it does seem like we're at like the calm before the storm, really. And the storm being a big pump upwards. So let me explain what happened. And let me explain why sailors and others think that we are going to pump and we are going to go a lot higher. So first of all, a lot of people were waiting. Today actually was a so-so day. A lot of people were waiting for some kind of result to come from the trade negotiation between US and China. And this came out, not that like a whole deal was announced. We know that there was a deal made for rare earth materials, but Lutnick came out and said, tariffs on China won't change again after trade talks, right? He meant this in a good way, meaning that, okay, before there were a lot of back and forth, retaliation, all that stuff. He's meaning like, okay, after we're done with this trade agreement, it's going to be good. We're not going to change it again. We're going to set it. But the thing is, Wall Street did not like this. In fact, when this came out is when everything started turning red. Because that means the U.S. will impose a 55% tariff on all U.S. imported goods from China. And China will leave a 10% tariff on U.S. goods, right? Wall Street did not like this at all. So basically, I think Wall Street was thinking, okay, we come to some kind of agreement. We're going to remove the tariffs altogether. But no, it seems like there will be a base 30% and plus 25% on certain goods. So basically adding up to 55%. So this actually like dampened the mood. This is the reason why I think we came down. The stock market came down. Bitcoin came down a little bit. But this was supposed to be a good thing. And same thing, but Sen also said that, right now we have a lot of tariffs paused with a lot of nations for negotiations. We're going to extend it so that we can do more negotiation and hopefully get some more deals, which of course sounds good. It's supposed to be good, but the markets are not taking this all that well, right? But it doesn't matter. Temporary setback. We always have blips like this. We didn't make a new high, but when it comes to Bitcoin, it's just a matter of time to calm before a storm because we will have that movement soon enough. And Sailor and others think so. Okay, that's because we just have so much adoption right now. You just have to pay attention. Here we go. You got another German company that becomes the very first to come up with a Bitcoin strategy and have a Bitcoin reserve, adds 100 Bitcoin to their treasury. And every single week now, I'm covering new companies and existing companies adding more Bitcoin to their treasury, right? So it doesn't take a genius to figure out eventually all this buying and removing Bitcoin from supply is going to result in something, okay? Especially with a lot of people worried about what's happening with our economy, the U.S. deficit, and how it keeps on increasing, right? So you got big macro guys like Paul Tudor Jones, who's a big Bitcoiner from back in the day, still Bitcoiner today, that says Bitcoin should be in everyone's portfolio, just in case, because you got to protect yourself. It's the best hedge against inflation. It's the greatest store of value that we have. He's not alone. Bill Miller, Robert Kiyosaki, even Ray Dalio, all these famous billionaire giants, okay, are all turning to Bitcoin for a reason. Because they know they need to protect themselves. They need to protect their wealth, right? And this situation with the growing debt is not going to resolve itself anytime soon. And a lot of people are very, very worried about it. And same thing with Saylor. I finally got done with that interview that he did with Jordan Peterson. Excellent interview. I normally don't listen to 2-hour long podcast interviews, but it's definitely worth it to listen, especially the last half hour. So I highly recommend it. You could go find it on Jordan Peterson's YouTube page. But Saylor really says things that he hasn't shared before. Really smart guy, and he shares why he got into Bitcoin, right? And it's for a good reason, for good reasons, really. And of course, Saylor believes that we are going to go higher, right? Much higher, eventually to 13 million each. Yes, that's right, but that's way down the road. But right now, it says, hey, 1 million per Bitcoin. That could definitely happen within the next cycle. Maybe not this cycle, but the next cycle. And a lot of other people, Kathy Wood from ARK Invest also feels that way. Many other feels that way, right? So you just have to pay attention to what's going on with the growing adoption, with all the bad macro stuff that's driving people to Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time, right? We're in a calm before a storm. Here's something else. Look at this. The number of new whales that has come into the space since 2024, especially 2025, especially this year, the last 6 months. Look at how much, first of all, how many whales and how much Bitcoin they bought. It's crazy. It's like a rocket ship upwards, and that's not going to stop. It's going to keep on going until the end of this year and next year and all the years after that. So that's why. Ignore the dips, continue to hodl, and DCA. And here's something else that's similar. It's the hash rate. And the hash rate going up is awesome because it helps secure the network, and the Bitcoin network is the strongest and most secure network that we have. And if you look at other metrics, like long-term, short-term holders, long-term holders dominate, holding close to 15 million of the 19 point something million that has been released. So people are fighting for such a small portion. Exchange reserves continue to drop too. People don't realize that. There isn't an infinite amount of Bitcoin like fiat. Okay. And as for charts, there's so many of them. Again, we're waiting for that breakout. We're waiting to break above 110. It's just a matter of time. Once we do, we are ready for that next leg up and that next target. A lot of chartists, a lot of TA guys say anywhere between 130 to 150. And that's not the top of the cycle. That's just the next leg up. Okay. So, great things. Also today, we had a very successful vote for the Genius bill. Okay. It's not the complete vote, but it shows that this is basically going to be passed. So today, there was a vote to basically say, okay, with all the changes, we agree to go put a final vote. That was what today's vote was all about. I had to try to look it up. I'm like, why is there so many votes? But this said something because it needed more than 60 people to agree, and we got 68. So 68 people agreed, bipartisan support, okay, from both sides. 68 people agreed that this should go for a full vote. And when they do a full vote, it only requires a majority, which is 50 votes, okay? So this is now, from as far as I know, within like a few days, they should actually do a full vote in the Senate, and if approved, then that's it. So, but this is really good. This shows that there's a wide majority of senators that do support this from both sides, and it's very likely to be passed, right? So this also happened today. This is very, very positive. And other things that are positive, obviously Circle has been doing very well. This morning I looked at their stock, skyrocketing. This is setting a precedent for everything else. Like Gemini now wants to go IPO. Ripple may go IPO. So many others are going IPO because they want to expand into space. And it's the right time. US is so crypto friendly these days. Such a 180 from before. This is the time to grow and expand if you can. And Coinbase surveys 60% of Fortune 500 firms now pursuing blockchain company. So you don't have to just expand by going IPO, but you could also embrace it and develop on top of it, right? And I'm talking about blockchains, L1s, L2s, L0s, right? There's so many. So it's not just the Bitcoin adoption thing. It's just embracing, right? Embracing what can be done, all the great advantages that blockchain brings to a traditional company. Even the largest companies on earth can benefit from the blockchain. And everyone's looking at it. And a lot of people are trying to figure out how to implement their own Bitcoin strategy too. And look at this, Stripe buys a crypto wallet. Interesting. So they definitely want to be part of it. Stripe now supports crypto payments. So it actually makes a lot of sense that they do this, right? All right, guys, that is it. Today we had a little choppiness, a little volatility, but of course we will get through it. This just means that we have more time to DCA, right? But a lot of the alts are still holding on to their gains, and tomorrow is another bright day. So I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. Once again, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Bye-bye.